Alright, NoFap day 15. Fuck yeah, man. We're staying strong, not even close to relapsing today. Last night I actually had like mad fucking, not urges to fap to relapse, I had mad sexual desires rather. My cock was like fucking obsidian, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Eating like 10 eggs a day at the moment, so yeah. But yeah, I was in bed. It took me like 2.5 hours to fall asleep or some shit like that. But yeah, wasn't like I was never. Everything was always under control. I was never close to relapsing, and I didn't edge or anything like that. So yeah, man, we're rolling on this journey. Yeah, man, it's going well. What else have we done today? Good question. Not like since I started this series, man. I haven't actually been close to relapsing, you know, which is a huge W for me because I used to relapse like every 3 to 7 days previously. So yeah, man. In nature, getting some sunlight. I've heard getting sunlight is also ridiculously good for your testosterone and stuff. So yeah, man. Like I'm not actually like. I really do like libido and sex drive and things like that because I think it's natural. You know, I think our natural caveman desires are nothing to be frowned upon. I think they're natural. I think they're, you know, but very normal part of being a human. I just don't think that we should be fucking indulging in these bad habits and letting like porn companies and things like that hijack our natural desires. I think that's haram. I think that's disgraceful. So yeah, bro. One of the key things that's been really helpful for me these last 2 weeks has been to stop spending time in the places where I would usually relapse. So for example, in my bedroom, on the couch, especially like for example in bed at night. Like I don't you know, consume content or anything like that. I use my phone only for a very specific reason, which is in bed at night, which is when I'm reading my books. Like I'm reading a book series every single night to fall asleep better, basically. If I want to make some notes about the book, then I'm allowed to grab my phone and quickly write it down in a document, but nothing else, right? And I don't spend time like in my bedroom or in on the couch or anything like that. I've just identified the places where I would usually relapse, like my sort of hotspots or whatever you want to call it. Like for example, it was yeah, like a lot of times on the couch, just in the living room in the afternoon when I would come home to school. I just lie down, eat some fucking comfortable food, watch some entertainment content, some shit like that on YouTube, and I'd sit on the couch, and I get a lot of sexual desires, and I just end up going to the fucking toilet and relapsing like a little fucking monkey, right? But I don't do that shit anymore. Like I do my meals in the afternoon because I work out in the evening, and so I want some food in me. Before I do that, I just go out into my back garden, into my patio, and sit outside because I never really. I think I've only relapsed there once or some shit like that, or not relapsed there, but you know, gotten some sexual desires, some urges, and then gone into the toilet as a result, right? Yeah, I just stopped spending time in the places where I would usually relapse. It's been very helpful for me. Like I've never, like for example, in the kitchen, for example, I'm not gonna relapse in the fucking kitchen, right? I'm not gonna do that. And so that's like I actually eat my food at the at the dinner table, which is in the kitchen for me. And because previously I would eat food, like for example in the armchair watching TV or some shit like that at the couch, but I don't do that shit anymore. And it's been really fruitful for me to just think to myself, like, where would I usually relapse, and how can I just stop spending time there? Because if you can, like, at least for me, when I change my environment, it's a lot easier to change my behavior, because we can, like, if we can just control the external sort of surroundings, at least for me, it's a lot easier to do that than to, for example, change my internal sort of biology. Like, of course, like, how the fuck would I be able to change that, right? So we can just look at what, like, the cards that were dealt, right, and see what we can do. And for me, this has been one of the most effective tactics so far, to just stop spending time at the places where I would usually relapse, and especially with the sort of exact activity that I would do in that sort of specific environment. Like for example, at nighttime with my phone in bed, or for example, if I snooze or anything like that, I grab my phone and I would relapse that way as well. But I don't, like, I have a hard rule for myself. I cannot do anything else but specifically taking notes from my books in the evening in bed, for example. I'm not allowed to use my phone. I'm not allowed to use my phone when I'm on the toilet as well, because that's obviously going to be or at least it was for me. It was where I was arguably the most vulnerable or prone to relapsing on my NoFap journey, because it's just so easy to do, right? But I don't like. Yeah, man, fuck it. I'm actually gonna do something. I'm gonna start timing myself for how quickly I can finish my shit or my piss or whatever, to just, you know, unfuck the habit, or sort of just what is it called? Like, make my mind not like deinstall. What the fuck is it called? Uninstall the habit in my mind, the association of being at the toilet and comfort and, you know, jacking off and having my phone and stuff like that. So yeah, man, I'm gonna do that, because when you don't have your phone when you're on the toilet, for example, at least for me, it's a lot more boring, obviously. So you're not gonna just get stuck on the fucking toilet for half an hour or some shit like that. You're not gonna do that, at least not me. So yeah, bro, those are some of the most, like, yeah, just changing my environment, changing my sort of places, my watering holes where I spend my time has been hugely fruitful. And yeah, man, I hope it'll continue like this. It really feels like it's very difficult for me to imagine me relapsing, but yeah, man, time will tell, and God will decide. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'll catch you in the next one, bro. See you.